We played a total of 3 gigs last year because of COVID, and it sucked because for me, man, country music has been a fantastic supplemental income. We're just playing gigs on the weekends and whatnot because that's all we really did, and we didn't stay booked every single weekend. We just booked whenever we felt like booking, and it was fantastic extra money. And then all of last year that put us to a complete halt. The things we did last year were like outdoor things. So we were allowed to, play. One was for a private get together, private party, essentially. Another one was a benefit concert for Boots and Saddle Club in Elkview. Okay. And the last one was the St. Albans Roadside Park. We did that back in like September, I think it was September. Now we've got some stuff booked for this year. First thing I know of is like May the 1st, and it's at Riverside Cafe. I think that's in Hurricane, if I'm not mistaken.
It's in St. Albans, maybe.
I couldn't tell you, but I just know that I'm playing there. And then some other things that we've got, coming up with all sorts of different bands and whatnot. I'm like you, dude, with the absolute hope that something here resembles some sort of normalcy to where we can go back out. And because the entertainment industry, man, like other places took a hard hit, and I don't deny that at all. But the entertainment industry, like musicians and
comedians,
and,
all those guys. That's what I'm hoping, and that's what I was going to ask you. Is what you guys were planning on doing, this summer and everything like that. And I hope that with the vaccine, and I hope with everything else, I hope they start opening things up, which you're starting to see it.
Yeah, a little bit, right?
You're starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel, as in, hey, there it is. It's almost there.
Yeah.
Now, me personally, my projection is with everything goes smooth. I'm thinking fall. I'm thinking everything will be decently normal by fall, if not beginning next year.
I think that's a safe assumption. You're seeing. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a scientist. I'm not a nothing, so I couldn't tell you with what is being presented other than what I see. I think you're seeing with certain areas like Florida that are producing same as, if not lower numbers than other states that have been like super uber restrictive, that effectively to me shows that super uber restrictive is not being helpful. Now to the opposite of that, we don't know, because like I said, I'm not a doctor and I'm not a scientist. You don't know if uber non-restrictive has been the answer either. To me, I think just from me as a person, I look at it as it's going to happen regardless, whether it's you're completely free and wide open or you're completely closed in and shut up in your house. No matter what, it's in the air and it's going to get wherever it's going, period. And I don't think there's any slowing that down. I don't think there's any fixing it. I think, like you said, the best thing you can hope for is, that these vaccines work, that rollout is smooth, that everybody that wants to get it, gets, like I said, some sort of normalcy out of it would be fantastic. But like I said, I don't claim to know what works and what doesn't work or what the right answers are in regards to it. I don't know. It's not even a pessimistic view. It's just I have an uber realist view about it. And it's like, dude, if I'm going to get it, I'm going to get it. I can do everything in my power to prevent it. I can wash my hands, which I do. I can wear the mask when I have to, which I do. I can do all of these things. But the point is, if I'm going to get it and it's like in the cards that Josh is going to get it, there ain't nothing I can do about it, man. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
do as much preventative measure as you want. That's fantastic, but you might still get it.
That's true. I mean, it's, I actually had a quarantine for about 2.5 weeks, something like that. The people I live with, they actually got it.
Oh man.
Yeah. So, but I never had any symptoms. It's so weird. It really is, of course, I've been taking a shitload of vitamins, this and that every day.
Which helps.
It does. I mean, it's not an end all be all. It's not like, if you take vitamins, you're not going to fucking get it, because you
give yourself a better chance.
Yeah. But yeah, unless I had it before and I never knew, maybe it's really hard to say. It really is. But we'll see. I don't know about you. You probably feel the same way, but I'm just ready for everything to. I'm COVID out.
Oh, dude. I think everybody is, and they'd be lying if they said they weren't.
COVID fatigue is. Yeah.
Like I said, I understand, and it's horrible for people, even if you didn't have, depression prior. This has been horrible for people to develop it, and mental health in general has taken a really big hit with all of these restrictive measures to where, people out of their control are stuck, inside in certain places. Thankfully, we're not stuck inside, except for if you have to quarantine and whatnot. But, these places that have like super restrictive lockdowns, it's like I read a statistic, and I can't remember the exact number, so I'm not like quoting it verbatim, but I read a statistic that suicide in America is like at an all-time high, higher than it's ever been since the data has been recorded. And within the past year and a half, because of like I was mentioning, with mental health, of when people feel like they can't do anything and they're just stuck. If you're already depressed, you could become suicidal. If you're not, you could become depressed. And then the longer it goes undiagnosed or untreated, it could turn into those types of symptoms. It's all based on the individual, how they react.
That's another. I mean, you hit the nail on the head on that. You got people that, and the problem that we were already going towards was a society that was less about talking.
Right.
And this goes to what we were talking about before, before we went on, was people's different point of views.
Yeah.
And we're a year into this, essentially, and we don't know how to talk to each other.
Yeah.
We don't know how to talk to each other because it's all over the internet. It's all over this. My goal is to eventually have these podcasts in person. That's my goal.
Yeah.
But probably until COVID's over, I'm probably not, just to be on, just whatever.
Yeah.
But that's the thing is, people with this whole going on, which is not their fault. You know what I'm saying? They can't control it, whatever.
Yeah.
But we have grown in the last year so far apart from each other. And you can see it. We don't care about each other. We don't give a shit about it unless you're in, whatever. And that's how it should be, regardless. Right. But I'm hoping when this is all over, maybe we start going towards that. But with the way, texting, with social media, I don't see that getting any better, at least with that aspect.
No, and I'd agree. I think once you're able to have conversation and person-to-person interaction, I think you'll see a difference.
Just hugging somebody, man.
A legitimate,
physically touching,
that legitimate person interaction, not, hey, I'm going to come up to you and give you a fist bump, but I got to stay 6 feet apart and wear this mask. That's effectively what you and I are doing right now. And we're talking over a camera and you're not actually here.
Yeah.
Anybody can go through the motions whenever you're put into that restrictive of a box, but that doesn't make you care. You know what I mean? So like, I don't think that the whole COVID, 2020 and going into 2021 has changed my outlook on things. I think I've just my personality has naturally progressed to a point where it's like you don't stand to gain anything from holding grudges. You don't stand to do yourself any better by being upset about things you can't control. That's not to say you shouldn't get upset, but the way you dwell on them,
Yes.
And then like, yeah, and super simple things that I may have felt that way before, but didn't say it. And now I feel more, and that could be the COVID bit of it that compels me to vocalize it more than just act on it, which is, dude, life is so stupid short. Just go out of your way to not be a dick. Go out of your way to make somebody happy. Go out of your way to tell people if they're miserable, go do what makes them happy. It shouldn't all be about my job, this, and I need to have money for that and whatnot. It just, if you, like you kind of said earlier, if I could make a fuck ton of money, but I'm miserable, versus I can make a marginal amount of money and do all right, but I'm super happy, dude, I will 100% support you. Go make the minimum amount of money you need to and go be happy, because you're not taking any of that money with you when you die. No. You're not taking any of the things that you buy with you when you die. Enjoy what you have. You know what I mean? Go enjoy.
Exactly.
Go enjoy life, man.
I mean, if everyone thought like this, I think we'd be in pretty damn good shape.
Oh yeah.